So here I am on my Saturday morning black belt club. It doesn't look like I'll be having any visitors. Hmm. It is the last Saturday before Christmas. Christmas is on Tuesday, so that means today is the 22nd. Yeah. So December 22nd. I have. Whenever I make a vlog or talk to someone, I've really got to keep most of my personal life out of the conversation, because I've been working so much on myself, and what I found is just layers upon layers upon layers of depressment. Maybe even negative feelings, right? Layers upon layers. And finding all of that is just, it's pretty depressing. It's like there's nothing else inside of me than that. Nothing else. So what have I learned? We can do that. I've learned mostly that not everyone you talk to wants to hear your baggage, especially any kind of emotional baggage. So I have practiced myself to tone that down. And just because you call for help doesn't mean that people are going to want to come to your aid. I think my thing is I have portrayed myself so much, so often as a strong individual who has everything together, complete, just mask, a complete cover, while suffering greatly on the inside. So when I turned and started to focus on my mental health, I think my mental health was good. It was my emotional health. My mental health got taxed and tired because the emotional health wasn't great. It was taking so much focus that, well, I spent so much having to do this by myself. Absolutely doing this by myself. I've had a few people I could talk to, especially earlier this year in January. But beyond that, it's because I've been not telling people. I'm not a recluse. I'm not hiding it, but I don't volunteer it. Right? Because I've also learned that, for people to talk to you, you gotta talk about more happy things. Or at least start with something more happy. One thing I wish people would do would be to confide in me. And some people have, but not as much or as deep as I have confided in them. Because me, I'm willing to just drop everything, just drop it. Boom. Put the cards down. Because it helped me so much in January. But now I'm just, yeah. I want this to be as organized and linear as possible once the motorcycle passes through. cloud chopper. Whew. So that I don't lose anyone in this video. So most people, man, I learned how to open up. I learned how to talk to people. I learned how to ask for help. And then all of that was just like, boom, gone. My assistants were disappearing because of priorities, new priorities, and Taekwondo is not a priority. I don't know. I never asked. It's my assumption. Or physical injury. Joining the workforce. And for me, having that love language of physical touch and quality time, two of them, it's torturous. It's torturous. I reached out, tried to make new bonds, but it feels like on a day like this, right? A free class, free Taekwondo instruction. I guess Saturday mornings are just too precious to give up. Either from sleeping in or some other reason. How much I want to just, I don't know, text everyone, call everyone, getting people together. I've mostly been the one who gets people together. Mostly, right? Because it's not that I'm the only one. No, mostly. But when I do it, I get excuses. I'm not saying they're all fake and bad excuses. It's just there's something in the way, a different priority. That's been a big word for me, is priority. I now know and conclude. Well, I have concluded, and now I know that Taekwondo is just not a priority. A lot of these parents, they introduce Taekwondo once they get the advertisement in school that this will be a great hobby, something great for them to do. But here I am trying to profess, trying to preach that this is a lifestyle. Just because I've done it. I've created this and made it into my lifestyle. Yeah, it's 9:22. I don't think anyone's gonna show up. And it's not proper for me to force this onto anyone. Today is the last day before vacation. And how do you do this? How can I keep doing this without getting the proper response that I'm expecting? Well, that's part of it, right? Because I'm expecting it. The world is so cruel. The world is not black and white. So many variables can get in the way. Because I haven't been outright saying straight, yeah? Because then again, I will look desperate. And then I look needy and clingy. But then again, there's also this where look at how people are attracted to a child. Not that way. If a child having a no, no, not having a fit. That some people ignore that. If a child is like crying for help, not crying, or asking for help, most people will be inclined to help that child, even if it's something like reach for the cookie jar or reach this for me. And as an adult, sometimes that happens too. If I just do a bit of crying, or an adult, me not so much. If an adult just does a bit of crying to the right person, that person will come in and save that adult, like saving the day for a child. Be childlike, but still be an adult. Childlike. Be open to be open to tinkering. All my life, I was raised to make zero mistakes. How very Japanese samurai that is, huh? To make no mistakes. And if you make a mistake, you are a failure. But those mistakes are needed to learn. Experience is the best teacher, but then I'm not allowed to make mistakes. Wow. As I am now, that is such the clash. You gotta make mistakes. That's how you gain experience, and that's how you learn. That's how you learn. Again, learning. Oh, not again, but after all that learning, some force has just bam threw the lightning bolt at me. Threw the lightning bolt at me, taking away my assistants, having them dedicate to priorities. Because as I said earlier, taekwondo doesn't seem to be a priority anymore. And I'm doing things alone again. Of course I don't want it. I learned how to open up and be more sociable. And then it's time to be alone again. So why? Why does it have to be? And as I do this, I've started to learn too that because I keep talking so about my negative baggage, it really does seem like I'm crying. Do I want that? So many variables. There's no one way to do everything. It sucks. It kind of hurts too. Uh, there is no one way to do everything. You've got to adapt. Adapt in as many ways as you can. I'm not sure how to end this anymore. Appear childlike, but ensure everyone that you are mindful of it, right? Complain, open up, give some baggage, but also balance it out with explaining that you are mindful of it. Because I don't like using the word deal with it, because it becomes like, okay, fuck, right? No, I am mindful of it. Mindful and taking actions. This year's about to end. The year's about to end. One more week until the new year. Yeah. Well, one more week and 2 days if you want to be technical. New Year's Day is on Tuesday. Thank you for watching this video.